Hi friends, Tracy.bish, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. Welcome so much to my channel today. I'm super excited to be here with you. This week's Tracy Sunday Challenge for the 10th of March is going to be a fun one. I think we all have a little dish or, a little pile of die cuts or leftover pieces that we're going to be using at some stage. This week's Tracy Sunday Challenge is just that. We're going to be using our leftovers. So a little while ago, maybe a month or so ago, I created a really cool card using the Jungle Pals stamp set. Now this was in the Celebration catalogue. Unfortunately, no longer available because Celebration is over. So hopefully you have it. It's a good set. This is the card that I created about a month or so ago, and I had leftovers because I stamped all the animals and coloured them and then didn't end up using them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create two really fun cards for you today. Very simple cards using basic white thick cardstock, and I'm just using the cardstock and then the die cuts on top. So very minimal supplies, but I've used up some of the things that were sitting in that tray, which is fantastic. You go to all the effort of die cutting and colouring and all those sorts of things, so it's nice to be able to use those things. Now, I don't know whether I introduced myself at the beginning, so hi everyone. I think I might have. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Tracy, and each Sunday I do a Tracy Sunday Challenge. So if you're looking for a little bit of inspiration, please follow me, subscribe to my channel, and each Sunday I have a new challenge for you. So the way you join into the challenge is you take a photo of your project each week and then head over to my business Facebook page, and you'll find the theme challenge there, and then in the comment section that's where you put your cards. So make sure you come over, have a look at what everyone's creating each week. You can leave a comment with them, and even if you're not joining in, come over and have a look at what everyone else is creating as well. So I have a little tiger here, a little alligator or a crocodile, I've got a cloud, I've got grass, I've got some flowers, I've got lots of little things. So we're going to do some really simple ink blending with Garden Green INKY. I'm using my blending brushes, which are an amazing tool. They come in a pack of 3 and you can find them in the annual catalogue. What's really great about our blending brushes is you can, because our inks are water based, you can wash out the brushes and continue reusing with different colours. So that's amazing. You don't have to have one for every colour. I will admit I have a green, I have a purple, I have a blue, and try and keep them that way. But yeah, I certainly am not having one for every colour that the Stampin' Up! Colours have. So I've just ink blended a little bit of a background. We're going with like a jungle theme. That grass is cut in granny apple green, and I've used stamping blends in pumpkin pie for the tiger. I've also got a few little pieces here of flowers. There is a melon mumbo and a pumpkin pie. So the pumpkin pie flower here that I'm using my Take My Pick tool just to squish down and give it some dimension, that is from the Jungle Pals die set. So it was a free Celebration item as well, matched in and coordinated with the Jungle Pals stamp set. The other one actually is from a different set, and I'm just trying to think of what the name is. I'll put it up on the screen when I remember. I'm going to write that down so I remember to do that. And we're also using the Swedish Cherries stamp set. I think that's what it is for our sentiment. I wanted to make a couple of birthday cards, so you can never have too many birthday cards. So I'm just going to ink that up in the memento and ink that straight down, stamp that straight down onto my card base. So I've got my sort of idea there. I'm going to bring in my little monkeys stamp set because there's a couple of leaves that I can use for the background. Although that looks really great, I wanted to add a little bit of texture in the background as well. And you can use whatever stamp sets you have on hand or in your stash. But I just thought, you know, if I could stamp a couple of those with the granny apple green in the background, that would sort of give it a little bit more dimension. So I actually went with this leaf here, which is a really, to me, that screams jungle. So does the other one, but I really wanted this one. And this is just going to break it down just slightly in the background. One of those leaves are covered up with our tiger there, so I'm just going to stamp another one. And then we're going to pop the little tiger up on his leaves or his grass with some dimensionals. Now I did use the piercing mat for both those flowers, and I've just popped, like pushed down with the Take My Pick tool. This gives the flower some great dimension on your card, and even though this is a 1-layer card, it will go through the post no problems because those flowers will squish down again. It just gives it some great dimension with the card. I'm also going to add just my little mini glue dots here to my grass and attach that to the tiger. That just keeps it all down and nice and neat. And lastly, to finish off this card, I'm going to bring in some basic rhinestones and just pop one in each of the center of the flowers and then one in the background as well. So, you know, very, very simple card. I think, you know, everyone likes tigers, don't they? And what a cute little card to give for your birthday. So very, very simple. And we've used up some scraps from that little pile. So, you know, you can't go wrong. With our second card, I'm going to use the alligator, the clouds, the leaf and the flowers again for this card. So again, another very, very simple birthday card, but you know, we're using pieces, which is awesome. Now if you would like more information on this card, you can go over to my blog, and there is a link in the description of this video to check out all the information that's over on my blog. If you're in need of any of the supplies that I'm using today, minus the Jungle Pals stamp set and die set because they are no longer available, but all the other things are available, and there's plenty of things that you can purchase over in my online store. Now for anyone who orders this month using the host code, know that you're going to get some special little customer gifts from me. The first one will be a handmade card or project. I do a different one each month. We also have a bundle tutorial. The Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle will be sent out to you via email, and if you spend $65 in product before postage, you'll also receive the additional March bundle tutorial as well. So that'll be 2 bundles and the handmade card or project. So super cool. So I'm using the mini glue dots here just for our little flowers. These give up a really great little bit of dimension. The mini glue dot has a little bit of dimension to it without being a dimensional, and has super strong sticking power. It's a really awesome adhesive there. So using my pokey tool, I'm just going to pop them down, make sure that they're nice and secure, and then we can pop our little rhinestones in the center. Once we've finished these cards, I would love it if you let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Yeah, if you have had a favorite there. I'm using ink blending on both cards because that's the easy way to do it. I really wanted to keep these cards as simple as possible, and by using the basic white thick cardstock and adding a little bit of color with the ink blending and the blending brushes, just makes light work of card making. So you really can create some gorgeous cards using minimal supplies. Obviously, you know, I've used a few different stamp sets here, but you could get away with, you know, with not using these. I just use what I have in my stash to add a little bit extra. Now that jungle leaf would look so good in the next card, but I've gone with granny apple green, so, and that's an old olive piece. That's the only problem you come across. Sometimes you've got to work with what you have rather than try and bring in those items to your card, but it's fun. And I've also got these little presents that were in a holiday catalogue, last holiday catalogue, and I'll have to find something to do with those because they're super cute and make an easy card for birthday or a Christmas card. So this is the second half of my A4 cardstock. I've just scored it in half. I'm going to burnish really quickly, and then we can get started with some ink blending. So the crocodile or alligator, whichever you would like to call it, I had an idea of doing, you know, a swamp theme. So the first one's more like a jungle background. For the alligator or crocodile, I wanted to use more of a swamp theme. So we've gone with a little bit of ink blending with Balmy Blue and Green Apple Green. Now I will say my blue blending brush probably had a little bit of, I would say probably Coastal Cabana on it, because it looks more Coastal Cabana than Balmy Blue when I'm using it. So that's the only problem when you're using one brush for the same colour, using different tones. If you don't clean your brush off properly, you can mix the colours together. But, you know, it really turned out super beautiful in the end, so I don't care. And with those cloud die cuts, it breaks it up a little bit, and I really like that. You know, you can have a blended background that you're maybe not so keen on. And if you've been here for a while, you'll know that I did a card with the Cute Cows bundle, and I did a background with the watercolor pencils. I wasn't overly happy with it, actually. I was really not happy with it, but it turned out alright because I added a few die cuts, I added a few clouds, and it really toned it all down and made it look like a beautiful card. So go and check that one out. Cute Cows was the stamp set that I used with that card. So I've added, you know, my ink blending in Balmy Blue and the Green Apple Green. Now if you're heavy-handed like I am, here is a tip that I heard that actually from a couple of friends, and it actually works really well for me. I have a really heavy hand, so if you hold on to the blending brush further down on the brush, you will not end up with so many big swirls and terrible marks. I'm using the Gone Fishing stamp set to add a little bit of water look into the swamp feature. And we're just going to stamp that with the Green Apple Green. Now I'm stamping both first generation, second generation and third generation, just to give that variety, that variation of the water. And I think that that looks really good. Again, you know, when you look at it and you think, that doesn't look that good, it's fine, because once you start adding your die cuts and your pieces to it, it tones it all down and it looks really, really good. And, you know, this is a single layer card plus die cuts over the top of it, you know, and it still looks so good. So the only thing missing from this card would probably be a bit of Wink of Stella, but I didn't do that, and that's fine. So just layering down my pieces here, I've only got that one cloud from the Up in the Air bundle. I have 2 flowers in Balmy Blue and 1 leaf in Green Apple Green. This is the Up in the Air bundle from the mini catalogue. So there's 2 different size cloud die cuts. I'm going to cut a couple more out just to add down to the card. I end up putting 4 on, so I cut 3 extra pieces, extra clouds for my card. And look at that, the whiteness of the cloud really pops up with the ink blending background. Okay, so I'm just going to muck around here, see where I want everything. I'm pretty happy with that look. We're going to bring in the sentiment again, and this is that Sweetest Cherries stamp set and the Birthday Wishes. Just stamping that with Memento Tuxedo black ink right down the bottom. Yep, absolutely beautiful. With all our pieces, I'm going to add the die cuts, or the flower die cuts, down with the mini glue dots. Again, gives it a nice little bit of dimension without too much dimension. And you can fluff your flowers up a little bit so they've still got that beautiful dimension. They will fit through an envelope and go through the mail just fine. They might flatten down a little bit, but when the recipient opens it, they can fluff those flowers back up again, and they look super cute. Once I have those little flowers and the leaf down, I'm going to use some liquid glue to adhere my crocodile or alligator down, as well as my all my clouds. And lastly, the last thing that we have left for this card is our basic rhinestone. So I'm just going to pop a basic rhinestone in each of the flowers, and we're done. So I really hope that this inspires you to take those die cuts, those pieces on your desk. Maybe you even have strips of DSP or cardstock that you want to use up. I think we all have those. I know I've got plenty of white strips that I keep thinking I'm going to do a sentiment with. So use them. Use this great challenge this week to be able to create some great cards using up some of your scraps, rather than throwing them away, because I will tell you, I get to a certain point where they pile up that much that I just throw them away because it becomes too overwhelming. So yeah, use this time and share your creativity. So I really hope that you've enjoyed today's card. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. I would love it if you did that. If you haven't hit subscribe, you could do that. And I would love it if you shared the video and left me a comment. So let me know, which is your favorite card? Do you like the tiger card or the alligator crocodile card? Let me know. I love the ink blending. I think, you know, we've made a very simple card very easily, and they're two wow cards, which is fantastic. So I hope that you'll join in the challenge. You know, get those scraps out, use them, and share your creativity with us all. Don't forget, you can purchase any of the supplies minus that wonderful stamp set and die set in my online store. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. I'll have another video for you really soon, so come back for that. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Alright, bye bye.